Hey YouTube, this is Dean making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button and then also please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. Just a discussion piece today on alternatives to char cloth. Now, I make no apologies that I love char cloth. Flint and steel and char cloth, as far as I'm concerned, is the be end and end all to it. It makes flint and steel easy, and if you can make char cloth, you're pretty well set for flint and steel. Modern flint and steel, as far as I'm concerned, char cloth is the end of it. Old timers will probably balk at that and say I'm an idiot. Well, that's fair enough. You do you. But these days, making char cloth is easy, and you can secure denim so easy now because you can go to an op shop and buy it for cheap. That's the way I do it. I go to an op shop and buy old pairs of jeans and buy for $5 a pair, and I get that much char cloth. It's easy to do. But if you determine not to use char cloth, there are alternatives to it, and it probably is, for punk wood anyway, it's very cheap because you can find it. The reason why I probably don't like punk wood as much as char cloth is it can be spotty. Sometimes it doesn't work as good. It's as simple as that. It doesn't take a spark as easy. That's what I've found. But then again, if you get really good punk wood, it takes a spark better. So that's why I say it is spotty sometimes. What it is the really spongy punk wood is the best stuff. If you can get that really spongy, good punk wood, that'll take a spark so easy. It's the best one that you can get, but it burns up really quick. The other alternative is lamp wick, and I like to treat mine with potassium nitrate. There's a couple of people, there is a discussion about whether that's needed or not. I'm an advocate of treating it. If you don't want to do it and go through the hassle of treating it, securing your own potassium nitrate, that's fine. But yeah, I definitely believe it is that the lamp wicks do get it's an advantage to treat it with potassium nitrate, and that's enough talk about that. So yeah, punk wood. I'm starting to really like it. Again, like I said in the introduction, I do prefer char cloth to either of these ones because it's so easy and so hot. But punk wood is good too, but again, like I said, it can be a bit spotty, and it's harder to use sometimes too. The best way I found with tins is these round ones don't work as well, but with the square ones, put a thing over it. I've done videos on that before too. But if you've got a round one, cast over the top. That's the method I use now, and I use it to great success. It does take a little bit. Sometimes it takes a little bit to do it, but just persist with it. And it's just a matter of casting over the top rather than down casting. The other way, if you're going to do down casting, the other way is pour a few bits down here and then cast down onto it. You don't have to worry about spilling it then. The only other thing about that is it can be wasteful. The other way is get a large chunk, put it on the side here, and then cast onto it as per normal. If you can get it to fall on there. And it's been difficult now. It's always the way. As soon as you start doing a demonstration, okay, so that one didn't work. This method is especially good with more robust punk wood. If you can get the pieces that are a bit thicker and a bit harder, chunkier. But then saying that, they tend to be a little bit harder to take a spark because it's those feathery bits at the end that actually take the spark better. There we go. That was just on the side there, and then got a spark going into it. The other way is simply side casting, which I do normally. Then take a bit out, put it in there, and I'll use that bit that was already done. Put your char tin out. Find out where it's hot. Well, that's the first time I've ever done that. I actually put it out. That's incredible. Never done that before. There you go. Something new happened. Actually put that chart. I'll have to do it again. I don't think I've ever put punkwood out before like that. That's incredible. I mustn't have got the ember going good enough. There is an ember going in there. As I said, that side casting method is my preferred way. You don't spill as much of your tin. You don't risk spilling it. That was pretty easy. Punkwood gets really hot. That's the one thing. With this, I have noticed it tends to not be as hot, and you have to coax it a lot more. With the lamp wicks, that's the one thing you have to get used to as you're doing this, is when you the ember doesn't get as hot, even with it treated. You do have to become aware of that. That's the one thing you do have to be aware of. Whereas with char cloth or with punkwood, it tends to be a lot hotter, and it develops an ember and gets a lot hotter in your tinder bundles a lot quicker. And seems to maintain that heat a lot more than these do. So you just let that migrate, and because of the potassium nitrate, it tends to migrate fairly quickly. soaks it up, and then it's just a matter of developing the heat in the tinder bundle as normal. Without choking yourself, because I have to play to the camera. I do notice I tend to have the camera set up wrong so that, yeah. But this is probably not anything new to anyone, especially anyone who watched my channel for a long time. But yeah, I like to revisit these things, and I think it's good to revise these things every so often too. So yeah, and for new people who have joined my channel recently, might get something new out of it too. I always make sure I check that that's the lamp wax out, because it can, if you don't smother it, it can keep going. But yeah, just alternatives to char cloth, and a little bit of a probably a rant of mine. I tend to I love char cloth, and although that's not to say I don't like these, but yeah, I think char cloth for modern flint and steel is certainly the best for it. It makes it so easy, but that's only because of the availability of cheap cotton these days, and but that it's easy to if you're out in the bush, certainly you're not going to be able to get cotton and that's and that this makes these also redundant as well. So they certainly will run out very quickly out in the bush as well. So you're down to plant materials straight away. So, but you can certainly carry a fair bit of it around with you, and it doesn't take up a lot of room. That's the one advantage of char cloth. I think you can certainly carry a bag full of it, and that will last you a good while. So yeah, whereas and lamp wicks, that one roll, as you saw, started that fire, and it didn't take much to do. So like that one roll is going to last a long time as well. So yeah. But yeah, just another demonstration on alternatives to it, and a bit of a discussion on punkwood and lamp wicks as well. Anyway, thanks for watching.